I like games that can kind of lean into a theme a little bit and kind of play with your imagination. So the idea that you're a little kid who's kind of imagining this stuff in your room is pretty neat. And I think between the lighting and just the aesthetics of it are pretty cool. So I feel good about that. There wasn't much to the game other than just shoot these things and you win. So what I would just recommend that you've got a really cool core and foundation for something, but in order for anything to be widely appealing, there need to be a lot more depth to it to kind of keep people playing. Because right now it's such a short loop. Basically, you would probably kill the spaceships in short order once you learn the mechanics of the game, and there's not much else to it. But yeah, a really solid effort, and I think you should feel good about that.
If I may say something, so I do kind of plan on taking this farther, and by adding like different types of enemies, maybe even moving around, maybe expand the room a bit bigger, so just have different types of enemies come in, stuff like that. And add more, even cosmetic and skins, maybe add a player model, stuff like that. So.
I agree. I think you guys really aced the theme. Like the fact that you took it from just the very obvious, like it happens in one room, to this idea that like a child's imagination can fill a room, the whole world. I think it's a really, really powerful way to read that theme.
Thank you.
And like I mean, I almost had flashbacks having it. Like as a kid, I was terrified that the aliens from Doctor Who were going to come into my room and get me. And so like this idea that I have this like air gun or something, and that was me as a child defending myself. I think one is the scale in the room was a little confusing. Like I kind of got that I was very small, but like the fan felt enormous. And if like I feel like that more so than the other games was kind of a key piece that you are a small child. I would have tried to nail that a little better so that I get that sense. The light that is my like tunnel vision, oh my gosh, that like I said, my childhood was like I can't see in the dark, and that's what's a big part of it being terrifying. But it was still very readable. Like I could most games you can't see in the dark are just ridiculous and hard to play. You did that really well. I very much missed sitting in a bed. Like I feel like there was a really good opportunity to be behind the covers shooting at the aliens. Whereas you're just standing on a wooden floor, it felt like a missed opportunity. There were some UI elements on the lower left-hand screen that got chopped off. Really important to make your UI reflow with different dimensions. And then the last thing is like the name Alien Blaster is really uninspired. It doesn't speak to what your game is, like this childhood nightmare fantasy, whatever. I'd really love to see a game that, or a title that really sells that and plays to that really strong theme that you have. I don't think this title does your game justice. So, but good job overall, really excellent game.
So yeah, it's a nice example of taking something simple and really nailing that. Like, that's I think a good lesson for everybody when we've been talking about sort of core game mechanics and making sure that plays. All the other stuff you mentioned and the stuff that Eric was going through there, like definitely things to consider, like moving forward. But like in the context of sort of this competition and the constraints you're under, you've got to come down to like what the game is first, and so you've got that. Like and those things to like kind of add on to it, like definitely possible from there. But yeah, it's really clean. Like it seems like kind of unbuggy. It played straight through. Like you've got some things to do with it, but thank you by setting that foundation, it gives you the space to do that without having to go back and correct it. You can just move forward, which is nice. So well done.
Thank you.